This beautiful panel of needlework is from a set of Crewel bed hangings at Muncaster Castle. The design is repeated across the 4 different panels, and there's a double repeat twice widthways on the wider panel. The design is a tree of life with no people involved, just animals and exotic fruits in colours and stitches and in wools and materials in the kind of perfect time of crewel work in the very late 17th century. I first studied this in 1993 and really have never recovered from the beauty of it. And more recently, my good friend Harriet Roberts has replicated this design to become our Muncaster Bed Hanging kit. And through making this, we've been able to sell it as a kit and donate back to the conservation of the original piece in the castle.
I wanted to learn how to do this because my grandmother's British, and I wanted to learn the kind of embroidery that she did when she lived here. And I couldn't find anybody in America, so I found Phillipa and came over, and I had not stitched a stitch of crewel work when I first met her 10 years ago. And she taught me the way I wanted to be taught, that is to do it correctly. And it's been a wonderful experience.
The original piece I studied for a very long time, and I studied it and compared it with other pieces in museums to get the colours exactly right, and to have the dyes and the colours and the features of the era correct. And then we traced it out on acetate and drew it out, and then I drew it out onto the linen and sent it to Harriet with a stitch chart, which we created from our team here with the Crewel Company.
And so I would communicate with her, checking everything to make sure all the stitches were accurate and correct. And some of them have never been, like the squirrel's tail has never been seen before.
It took me about 15 years to work out, so it was actually quite simple.
Oh gosh, it's just such a privilege to have, access that close to something that is so old and so beautiful. And when you stitch it, you really understand how it's made and how the colors are used, and you learn about, you learn about their life, really, because when I'm stitching quietly in my sewing room, I feel often like I'm transported to Muncaster Castle. And it's been cool to feel like I'm in England when I'm actually in a very hot, sunny climate. So
in Memphis,
right?
Yes, it's couldn't be more different, really.
Late 17th century was a wonderful time for crewel work because the materials and the designs and the linen, the weaving of the base linen, all came together with wealth and new energy, and a new Protestant king and queen, William and Mary, who brought new trade routes because, of course, they had access to other dyes and trades because they came from the Low Countries. The increase in trade meant that the designers in the UK, and in particular in England, were privy to designs coming in with exotic animals, parrots, fruits, pineapples being grown. Everything that you could aspire to is in these curtains.